All right, we are live. What's going on, everybody? I hope you all are having a great Sunday. Today, we have two special guests, starting with the Hub. We all know Hub on here. He's been putting in that work. Hopefully, get a lot of great work for this upcoming season here on YouTube. And then a little bit different of a guest from Twitter, all the way from Twitter land. If any Giants fans are on Twitter, you know who this man is. The one, the only Eli Rax, aka Vibes from NewYorkGiantsRush.com, well known in the Giants Twitter community, and he's been getting involved on the Giants Guys podcast lately. So, welcome both of you. How are you all doing?
I'm gonna let Vibes go first. Yeah.
No. Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it. No, it's gonna be fun, man. I'm looking forward to you guys. Like, I study you guys, I watch you guys. I'm a fan of you guys. So, I had to step on this platform for you guys for sure. So, thank you for having me.
No problem. Diggy, as usual, thank you for having me. We got the same hat on, I'm pretty sure. If you turn it backwards,
Yeah,
it's a giant on the strap.
Mine doesn't have Giants on it, but it's probably the same in the front.
But yeah, it's this exact same hat in the front, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see Big Blue in the Bronx already here. I know he's happy because I think the Yankees pulled out a win today. They had it on while I was at the gym.
The Yankees are going Rizzo crazy.
Yeah, I see on, because obviously being a Giants fan, there's an overlap with the Yankees as well. All my timeline today was like a good amount of Yankees. Well, I mean,
Rizzo's been going crazy.
We're getting closer and closer to the Giants season, and now there's actual Giants stuff to talk about. They made a couple moves in like the past couple of days, so I'm very excited to talk about it.
What's going on, Ash Money?
Yeah.
Ash, what's up, man? How you doing, bro?
We finally getting a little bit of people in here. Fine. I was gonna say, what's going on? People don't want free tickets. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
The day that I'm giving away something is the day the least amount of people want.
Oh, what are you using, by the way?
To do it. So I actually have a Giants trivia book. So shout out to my wife for getting me this Giants trivia book a couple of months ago. So I figured out I could actually use this today. I was gonna tell people in the chat to eventually drop a number, like however many people we have at that particular time, and then I was gonna do just a random number generator 2 times during the show. Whoever's the closest to it, I'll have them call in, ask them a question. If they get it right, they get the tickets. If not, then I'll let the next person know.
Nice. You guys have a call?
I came up with it like 15 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, I have a vibe. I have a call-in show every Tuesday for anybody that wants to call me.
That's
every
crazy.
Tuesday night.
I'm gonna have to pop up on that, man. That's awesome, man.
For sure,
Hub is out here every week with the call-in shows.
That's the one thing I've been consistent with, because it's been hard to be consistent with anything else on.
I have not been consistent with the live streams. I've done like 2 or 3 live streams in the last 3 months after doing it like every week for like 3 months. So.
Listen, that's hard work. I mean, you guys are passionate. You know what I mean? There's one thing, even speaking for myself, we're passionate Giants fans. I'd have never thought I'll be in front of a camera talking about the Giants. I never thought.
Exactly.
I never thought I had a Twitter account with 36,000 followers either. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So this wasn't planned at all, man. So I always watched you guys. So it's surreal to me. So I can't imagine the hard work you guys are putting in. You guys get a lot of credit, man. Hats off to you. Hats off to you.
Definitely appreciate that, man.
Appreciate it.
Anytime. Thank you for the content.
I won't say it because we early on in the stream. You know how YouTube gets with the demonetization at the beginning of the stream if you curse.
We gotta wait like 30 minutes, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly. 30 minutes in, you can start cursing.
From the GiantsRush.com, trust me, I keep everything pretty much clean. I mean, I think the second live I did, I was like cursing up a storm, and I was like, whoa. I was like, I'll bring that back a little bit, man. So, we're trying to keep everything family oriented. So for sure, definitely keep my mouth, in check today for sure. Make sure you get all the
money. Ash Money didn't know who you were. He said he thought you were Eli Penny.
Yo.
Oh, man.
I want Eli Penny back on the roster, man. I like Eli Penny.
I love that guy. Listen, I'm new to YouTube, man, so I'm sure I'm a stranger to these guys,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bobby Murphy in the chat. Listen, Bobby Murphy's an Eagles fan, but he's an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
He's always in the live streams.
What's up? Giant sucks. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, we love it.
We'll see you guys soon.
But
there's one fan base, Diggy. I'm gonna keep it real with you. That I'm starting to I'm starting to get a little annoyed with Washington, man. Especially on Twitter. They give me cancer sometime, bro. Every time.
Well, that's because they're all over it. They're all over it.
Yeah.
Like every time a Giants fan tweets, it's like some random Washington account that responds.
Exactly.
Like, do you follow me? Like, what's going on?
Bro, tell me why they all got the same profile picture or something. Am I tripping?
Listen,
or like they all got the same, yeah.
They think Chase Young is gonna lead them to a Super Bowl.
I had a few Washington, Philly fans all hit me up, man. So far, so good. Most of them are pretty good. But I'll tell you, a lot of Sour fans are sour grapes a little bit, man. I'm telling you, man. But one time I put a tweet out about Daniel Jones, good reception with Philly and Washington. But my own home base is killing me. I'm like, yo, what's wrong with y'all?
What about Cowboys?
What are y'all doing? But yeah, no, listen, I love all of the heat from that, man. Bring it on. I love it.
Cowboys fans, they just do two things. They either talk about Daniel Jones or they're just so like, and shout out to Voch Lombardi because he's the one that really got me into watching like game tape seriously.
Voch is probably 4 years ago best content creator when it comes to the NFC East out there. Hands down. It's not even close.
Voch is up there. And shout out to him. But Voch is so, once he starts talking specifically about the Cowboys, all his football knowledge goes out the window. It's all biased. It's all rose-colored glasses. It's all elitist. Like he's just like, we'll have no problems. We have Dak Prescott.
But Vibes, if you don't know Voch, I'll say the best, like, or one of the best film breakdowns you'll see about any player that he'll do. Yeah.
Especially offensive line. I think he coached the offensive line in high school or college. Yeah. He's the best top of the line with offensive line.
It's for O-line. It's him and Bobby from
him and Bobby up there. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Bobby's the man. That's my guy, Bobby. But I gotta check this other guy for sure, man. Definitely, yeah. Shout out to Bobby, man. But I gotta check this other guy.
Yeah, anybody that just wants to
I'm trying to get in their mode as far as like how they break down film. These guys are like years ahead of me too, So I mean, I look at film, I break stuff down, but when I actually look at some of you guys, I'm like, man, these guys are really. I got to take a little bit more out and open up my mind a little bit more. So you guys are really good at it too, man. Kudos to you.
Oh yeah, Diggy does film. I mean, I'll be honest. I learned about Aziz through Diggy's video about Aziz back in January. And ever since I saw that video and I looked into more, that's how I kind of fell in love with the prospect. And thank God we got him, right? But Diggy, you put in that work too. I'm not really much of a film guy though.
I've been watching coaching clinics and everything to try to learn about it and like DB coaches and all that stuff because I want to know what I'm actually talking about. I don't want to just go out there and just say anything. So yeah, I've been doing a little bit of studying.
Listen, I gotta dive in a little bit more into that film a little bit for sure. You know what I mean? Especially other opponents. Like that's one thing I gotta look into. That's where I definitely know what I'm talking about. I definitely feel where you're coming from, Diggy. But when I watch your channel, man, I'm like, man, how come this guy isn't like out of the stratosphere to me? You know what I mean? Because I'm like, the way you break things down to me, and I'm like, man, this guy's ahead of his game. You know what I mean? That's why I always hit you up like, yo, man, like it's underrated. Like what you're doing, you putting in this time and this effort to bring to the people, and I'm like, man, you should be light years out of here to me. So I'm just hoping I can bring some eyes to here, just by being on here. Again, I'm new to YouTube, so I don't know how many eyes I can bring here, but hopefully some people can will translate over to here for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially the Hub too, man. Great stuff you guys are doing. Like I said,
we got to get you on the Hub channel too.
I'm open anytime.
But I want to get into some of the topics I had today because I'm going to go through the offense and then we'll do the first giveaway and then we'll do defense. So yeah, let's get into that. We'll start off with, first off, what are you guys' first impressions of this first week of camp? Like your summary of how you're feeling after this first week of camp, the new additions, all of that.
Hub, go first, man.
So first week of camp, I mean, it hasn't even been a week. It's been what, 3 days?
Oh, it's been 3 days, right? 4 days of practice. But if you subtract yesterday, which is basically just like a fan show, it's 3 serious days of practice. So
yeah, just either way, even with subtracting yesterday, not much in my opinion changes. But based off of like the first 3-4 days, it's still very early, right? I'm not gonna make no hard conclusions about anything. But based off the first 3-4 days, it does look very similar to last year, where the defense is definitely showing out. James Bradbury was the name I saw pop up on a lot of beat reporters' tweets and articles throughout the thing, which makes a lot of sense. I can't remember who exactly it was. It might have been Art. It might have been Jordan, who said that James Bradbury is starting to really look like the MVP of this defense, which is something I love to hear because I personally think he was a top 10 corner in the league last year. It's very debatable now in NFL circles, and I want to see him, if it's possible, even take another step forward. I mean, if he does, that's just simply amazing, right? Because we got Adoree next to him now, who I think Adoree is also kind of a young dude. He can 100% learn from Bradbury, and Adoree in his own right could probably be, like I'd say, a top 25, top 20 corner in the league. I'm not going to put him in the same level as like top 10, right? But it says a lot of good things for our secondary, which was really as crazy as it sounds, the most improved part of the defense, in my opinion, the secondary. I think the inside defensive line or defensive line in general is really close because I'm probably one of the only people that think even with the loss of Dalvin Thompson, we got better on the defensive line because of the addition of Danny Shelton, the addition of Ifeadi Odenigbo. Like, we added back pieces that both replace what Dalvin did really well, especially with Shelton. Shelton is a really great run. I mean, that's all he is there for, just to stuff the run.
Dude.
Yeah, big body, exactly, right?
Dexter Lawrence said that he looked like a big dude.
Yeah, Dexter was like, yo, I look small next to him. Even though there's like an 8-pound difference between them. But
yeah,
Dexter, but I think Shelton is probably shorter though. I think maybe.
Probably Shelton's more stout. I don't want to call him fat because he's a
Dexter Lawrence is like the lanky basketball player.
Yo, what I love about Dexter,
on 200 pounds.
What I like about Dexter, he's 345 of just pure muscle. That's absolutely crazy, and he moves.
Yeah.
That's why he's one of my favorite players out of that 2019 draft too. The way he moves at his size is incredible, and I'm hoping he has a great year.
Absolutely.
I mean, the Giants have done a really good job picking some of these defensive tackles. I would say out of these past guys, Dexter Lawrence and Jonathan Hankins, the way that they moved at their sizes has been crazy.
What's happened?
But I wanted to keep it. Hankins is, I think, on the Colts, or he
was on the Lions at one point, right?
He's still really good. Yeah, I don't remember.
But like then you add Ifeadi as well, who replaces Dalvin had some. I wouldn't even say some. He had a little pass rushing ability. Ifeadi's almost all pass rushing ability. He could play the line and on the linebacker spot as well. But the defense, from what I'm hearing, what we've seen is definitely the best part of training camp so far. I'm not putting too much stock into the offense, not quite, I guess you could say, living up to standard yet. I think it is going to take time. Now, where I am going to be concerned, if we're like at the last day of training camp, you know what I'm saying? We're talking like also, or you may be deep into the preseason, we're like, oh, the offense looks exactly the same. And then I'd be a little concerned, but it's still early for me to be concerned right now.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm sorry. Well, I said, if you don't mind, I'm going to piggyback off that, make my point really quick, and I'm going to hand it back to you, Diggy. The offense, I'm not worried about. I'm specifically talking about the offense. I'm not worried about it. It's day 3. They're talking about, oh, Daniel Jones look a little sluggish. You look a little this. Listen, it's 3 days. What are we doing? You know what I mean? This is like, what are we going to do, man? We got to wait for that time for that offense to gel a little bit more. We got to wait for that. Like, the only again, I'm going to say exactly what Hub is saying. If I'm deep into the preseason and that offense is still struggling and Daniel Jones is throwing them picks, then we have to worry. You know what I mean? Or late into that particular training camp, then we'll definitely have to worry for sure what that offense is going to look like. But right now, I am not worried. All the beat reporters is like, Daniel Jones is struggling, this, that, and the third, and passes are batted down. Not to panic, Giants fans, because everybody else is already writing Daniel Jones off, and so be it. I understand there's a prove-it year for him. But you got to give him a little time to let that offense gel a little bit. The defense is going to take off. This is what it is. You know what I mean? It took off last year. They love Patrick Graham. To me, speaking for me, I don't really trust Jason Garrett, but at the same time, I'm hoping he gets this, together and get it right within the next few weeks. And hopefully, man, we'll have a good offense, for sure.
Real quick, just to add on to vibes before you go, Diggy. 2 things, right? First of all, on the defense, where he said the defense is going to take off, 100% pure facts, because Pest was the one that told me this last year, and what he said completely came through. When last year we were basically in the same situation where they were saying the defense is taking off, the offense is kind of stalling. Pest, we all know Pest, former defensive lineman and coach defensive line and semi-pro as well. He told me defenses always start off faster than offenses in the offseason.
Exactly. Anybody that's ever been around football knows that. Like,
absolutely.
So it's like I think that plays a little part of it as well. And then back to the offense, where you were saying with the Daniel Jones struggles, one thing that I think we both forgot to mention is that, well, he's also playing in 2 out of those 3 days without a guy in Shane Lemieux who's supposed to be a starter. And then, you have Nick Gates moving around a little bit.
No
Saquon, now we brought in
Kyle
Joe.
Rudolph either.
Yeah, exactly. No Saquon, no Kyle Rudolph. Kadarius still hasn't hit the field yet.
No Matt Parrott either.
No Matt Parrott with the back strain. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Now we bring in Looney. So the offensive line is still 100% in a complete puzzle right now.
And then too, I'm gonna transition this to the offense. But I want everybody to know, because I watch Big Blue Kickoff live when I get a chance. And they're out there really on the field, and they don't have an agenda of like, I have to get clicks. No offense to any beat reporters. That's how they make their money. That's what they do. But Big Blue Kickoff Live, who were actually there at the practices, all of these 11-on-11 drills that the Giants are running are in the red zone. These are only red zone drills. So you're not going to see big plays. You're not going to see big highlights. Of course, the defense is going to be able to cover better when you have this super defense that we have in the secondary, and they only have to cover 20-something yards. And by the way, they know the plays. And by the way, they're telling Daniel Jones to work on throwing fade routes in the red zone. So the defense knows you're throwing fade routes continuously in the end zone. Yep. They're going to have a beat on what you're trying to do, that you're trying to build chemistry with Kenny Golladay while you're playing against the actual defense, and you're going to be forcing a lot of those fades. So we have to put context in these things when we say that the offense is struggling, because you see Tua, you see Zach Wilson throwing the ball 50, 60 yards. We don't even have that much field to throw. And they're like, why don't we see the Giants offense making big plays? Because they're only taking snaps in the red zone.
And I'm glad they're doing that, because we struggled in the red zone last year. So I'm really glad that so far they specifically are working with that.
And you know why they're doing that, actually, besides the red zone? And I'll let you go next, Eli. Mm-hmm. The reason they're doing that is smart, and it makes sense, and it's why we didn't have injuries last year. The time you see people get injured in camp is when you see them sprinting down the field at full speed constantly after they've been sitting around for months, or not in football. They haven't been doing football things for months. So we're starting off having people run 20, 30 yards. Next week, they'll probably be running 40, 50 yards. By the time you get to a game, that's when they're running the full route tree all the way down the field.
There's a conditioning so you're not having people going from
exactly, not from 0 to 100. It's 0 to 20 to 50 to 70 to 100. So it makes perfect sense to me.
And listen, let me say, is it more of a Daniel Jones thing that we're getting the news on this? Because Matty Ice struggled. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
What's it called from the Chiefs? Pat Mahomes struggled as well. Pretty much these training camps.
And meanwhile, he's throwing no-look passes in practice.
You know what I mean? So, again, like you got to look at it evenly. You know, it's only 3 days of camp. These quarterbacks are going to struggle. Like you said, the offense is going to take a little time for most NFL teams. It's going to take a little bit of time to gel a little bit. And the defense always takes a fast start. It's just what it is, guys. You know, but we got to take our time. I didn't see that comment. My apologies. But we got to take our time and let that offense do their thing, man, period. You know, but you guys are, you know, hitting the nail on the head. I agree with all y'all.
Definitely. And then I want to get your guys' opinions, I guess, starting with Hub. What do you guys, first of all, how confident are you in the offensive line? And then who's your starting five? Your perfect starting five.
I don't know how some fans are going to feel about what I'm about to say. I mean, to be fair, I've been pretty consistent with my takes all offseason, essentially since the Super Bowl ended to now. The one thing I've said about the offensive line is, hey, man, the coaches have a lot of faith in these young guys. The coaches think they're going to take a step forward. I personally don't think so, but I'm going to trust the coaches who are trusting the line.
Oh, wait a second. Let me give you keep going, because I want people to know this. People are seeing some Giant star players with masks on. The way the NFL is doing this is that even if you saw that report come out a couple of days ago and you say, oh, I got to go get vaccinated if you're a player, you can't take your mask off until 2 weeks after the second dose, which is 2 weeks after the first dose. So you're not going to see some of these players who are starting the vaccination process take off the mask until early September, late August. So that's why you probably see that. We won't really know who really is getting vaccinated until probably like mid-September, early October, to be honest with you. But you can keep going where you were saying.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I don't particularly have the faith in the offensive line that the coaches and the coaching staff do. I think they have the most faith, and they definitely think these guys are going to be, at the very least, you know, an average line for the Giants, or, you know, a line that just gets the job done and we can move forward with an offense, right? And I've been saying all offseason, I'm going to put trust in them because they haven't failed me throughout their year and a half tenure yet. And also, I do see where they're coming from with guys like Nick Gates, for example, perfect example. I ate my crow on this multiple times. I didn't think Nick Gates, was going to work out. Man worked out. I was super happy he worked out. Andrew Thomas, who I was a big fan of before the draft. You already noticed. I was a big Andrew Thomas and Matt Peart guy. We got both of them. Thomas struggled, but then I had to make a whole video on it. He struggled because of the injured ankle. He struggled because of the coaching changes. He struggled because of the competition he was going up against, and he still improved towards the end of the season. So I could see why they're confident in him. Matt Peart, he is 100% a project player. He's played less snaps than Shane Lemieux, who's the one in question right now. But Peart is a project player. He's out with the back strain. We'll see how that goes. The reason they have so much confidence in him, the pure size, the raw ability, right, and the pure size. Lemieux was good. I wasn't gonna say really, but he was good in run blocking. Needs to improve in pass. And with the guy they hired, I do like the offensive line coach Rob Sale. You look at what he did at I think it was Louisiana Lafayette.
Raising
And they
Cajuns.
still have Pat Flaherty there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and they brought back
Yeah,
Pat
they brought
Flaherty
him
as
back
like
too,
consultant.
right?
So I'm like, I like what they did with the staff that they have. That's going to be basically dealing with the entire O line. I'm still of the mindset I need them to show me whatever they're showing the coaches, and that's where I'm at with it.
Yep.
To quote my guy Craig, New York Giants Rush, they know better than me. You know what I mean? When it comes to that coaching staff, they know better than me who that starting five is. Now, personally, for me, I mean, if anybody see my tweets, I've been like O-line, Daniel Jones, O-line, and more O-line. You know what I mean? I wanted them to actually draft an O-lineman. You know what I mean? But I don't have too much faith in them. I want them to prove me wrong. I want to eat crow on this one. But I just don't see it, especially when one of the Shane, forgive me,
Lemieux.
the name, yes, went down. Yeah. Everyone panicked. It was like, oh my God. And Kirk went down. I was like, oh my God, we don't have enough on the line. We don't.
And that shows you, look, and Lemieux is okay, but that shows you just how fragile this whole situation is.
Absolutely. And we really don't have, I understand the next man up, but we really don't have that bench to make sure somebody can go in there and actually play that position. We got to shuffle this line around and make it work. Everybody got to be a Swiss Army knife for the coach at this particular point.
I like the fact that you said that, because my question for both of you was going to be with the signing with Looney and with just the particular linemen available in free agency right now, they're mostly centers, not particularly guards. So would you move Nick Gates from center to guard? Like, what do you guys think about that?
And for Looney, absolutely not, because Joe Looney is not better than Nick Gates, and it's arguable if Shane Lemieux is going to be able to get good enough to be better than Looney. So I would leave Lemieux in there and keep Looney as a swing guard, which I think is a great signing because Looney is good depth. He has a lot of starting experience, and he's actually been solid before. I'll give my starting five, and then I'll ask you all because neither one of you got a chance to give it. But
we don't know.
I think we absolutely exactly.
I can give you a starting three.
Have to bring in,
yeah, right. For sure, I can do that. What's
we absolutely have to bring in?
Where's Solder gonna land? We don't know. You know, we just don't know. You know, so it's just like really Solder. Everything's up in the air.
Yeah, I actually feel good about Solder being a swing tackle, but I really think that we need to bring in Austin Ryder. I think that he's a better center. From what I've seen so far, he's a better center than Shane Lemieux is by a sizable amount. And I think Nick Gates can be a really good guard because we saw that, and that's what inspired him to move him to center. So I think if we get an Austin Ryder, stick him at center, move Nick Gates over to right guard. Will Hernandez is familiar at left guard, put him there. And I think Will Hernandez, he's had his struggles.
Let me ask you this. Why do you think they moved him from left to right? Is it more because Will struggled there, or is it more because Lemieux was better there?
It's the chemistry because the combo blocks with Andrew Thomas and Shane Lemieux in the run game were beautiful. They were in perfect synchrony with each other. And even the passing off the stunts, Shane Lemieux and Andrew Thomas had perfect chemistry passing off stunts. Now, straight up pass blocking, Shane Lemieux was bad.
Yeah, we all noticed.
As far as scheme and understanding who he needs to block, which is good because that's part of being a lineman. You need to know who to block and how to pass things off. Him and Andrew Thomas, they were really good passing those things off. Will Hernandez and Andrew Thomas, for some reason, couldn't do that. So they're saying this chemistry is over there working well.
Chemistry or skill? If I don't mean to cut you off, you say that's more chemistry or skill?
I think it's a mix. Okay. Maybe for some reason, Andrew Thomas and Shane Lemieux just work better together. And then they're saying, since they work so well together, just move Will.
The reason I ask, because now in this situation when we do sign Ryder, you have Will going back there where they don't have that level of chemistry.
I just think, I mean, we don't know what kind of chemistry Nick Gates and Andrew Thomas will have. Mm-hmm. And I just think, even though they don't
Gates, the last time we saw him at guard, he was at right guard as well. I don't think he was
exactly. And he was playing beside Marshall Newhouse and Spencer Pulley. So it's not, he doesn't have chemistry with anybody playing guard so far. But I would say that Will Hernandez is more familiar playing left guard next to Andrew Thomas more than Nick Gates is. So that would just be an up to the coaching staff. But I really think that Austin Ryder coming here at center fixes two spots because you're concerned about Shane Lemieux and you're concerned about the right side of the line too. So I think getting Nick Gates over to the right side of the line and adding in a pass blocking center who is going to be at least solid, and then getting Will Hernandez over on at left guard, for the most part, Hernandez is going to be solid. Then basically that puts all the pressure on Matt Parrott, because Andrew Thomas, we all pretty much think he'll get better. And then Matt Parrott, that's the only unknown, but he's got all the physical tools to be an elite pass blocker. So I think that just makes our offensive line a lot healthier. And then, by the way, you'll have Shane Lemieux, someone you thought might be able to start for you, on the bench. Mm-hmm. You'll have Looney on the bench. You'll have.
I think everybody's forgetting we signed Harrison to be a backup center as well. And I think he's
been on the pup list. He's been on the pup list, and I don't know what they're. I would rather have Ryder on the roster than Harrison, because maybe
I ain't questioning that. No. Yeah.
Now let me say this: when you sign these particular players, right? You sign these two. Let's say these two just happen to pop up on the roster. One did already. Let's just say if you sign the other player. Now, doesn't that hurt the chemistry already that's there? Because last few games, these guys were showing a little bit of chemistry, right? So let me ask you this: will that hurt that particular chemistry, and will we go through that same carousel of, okay, these guys are just going to struggle for the next few games, and then it's going to click, hopefully?
I think I think it would all depend when, in this hypothetical situation, when they get him. If they get him right now, I don't think it's going to affect it too much, because you still have basically the entirety of training camp left, the entirety of preseason.
Don't wait two preseason games in to start.
Yeah, like if we get him with preseason, we might see what you're talking about, where it's like there might be a struggle with chemistry,
because we haven't even put pads on yet. So
right. Listen, I don't know who the starting five is going to be. You know what I mean? I have no problem with what you think as far as putting, Hernandez back in that left guard position. But I don't think he was that elite enough to stay there with Andrew Thomas. So they might have moved him over to that right guard to figure it out with Soldo or Pert at this point. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just don't know. Like this is a question mark for me. I don't even think the Giants know who their starting five is until after training camp. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. Like, this is the first time I think us fans, or whatever we want to, content creators, we're actually scratching our head on who's gonna be the starting five. I can't tell you. I'm gonna be honest.
All I'm gonna say is that this entire situation, and I put out a couple tweets saying this, it just makes me miss Kevin Zeitler so much. Kevin Zeitler was like our best offensive lineman by far, man.
Who in one of these streams came out and said, absolutely do not cut Kevin Zeitler? I said that. Now, I kind of regret saying that, because we cut Kevin Zeitler and we were able to get Galladay, Adoree Jackson, everybody pretty much. But I did not want to cut Kevin Zeitler, and I was banging on the table for us to take a right guard in the third round.
What would happen as soon as we cut him, and it's happening right now.
I was literally banging on my table. I was literally banging on the table in my video saying that we should have taken the right guard that ended up going to. Yeah, you saw that, where everybody in the comments was angry at me and stuff.
Let me see. And you were right, though. I agree with you.
I thought we should have taken.
I'll say this. Ben Cleveland was on the board. Yeah, Ben Cleveland was on the board. And the Giants seem like it's kind of fun. I'm gonna compare it to the Knicks real quick, right? Because the NBA draft just finished.
Please don't start comparing them to the Knicks, man.
Hey, listen, that one comparison I made for that. We need to talk. Listen, bro, we need to talk episode. That we need to talk episode. Everybody said the comparison was legit. Somebody dropped the link to that. Anyway, I'm gonna only say it because this past draft they really wanted this one guard. He didn't go, so they traded down, right? The same thing happened with the Giants in this draft. They, I think, really had their guy. The guys they were looking at, one went to the Eagles, who I wanted as well, out of Alabama, the center, whose name
I don't think they would have drafted. I don't think they would have drafted the center from Bama.
I think they would. I think they were looking at him.
He's not even going to play. He's not even going to play for a couple of at the beginning of the season. I don't think.
And the reason I say that is because they were looking at, when asked about it, they were looking at two inside offensive linemen. I go to him obviously first because I think he was one of the best, if you take injuries out of the equation. And then Quinn was like the only other guy there. Ben Cleveland was always like a mid-round pick, and he was still available at the third. But I'm looking at that. I'm like, those are the only two guys that make sense when, they're saying they were looking at two guys, but they got taken. So they went best player available, which was Aaron Robinson for them.
Yeah. I think Aaron Robinson is going to be a good player. And by the way, I've heard some things that they want to use Aaron Robinson, which is why I don't think Jabril Peppers is coming back, sadly. They want to use him in the same role that they're using Jabril Peppers in. So I don't know what that means. We have too many people that can do that role. So I'm not sure about that. So it looks like they want to have Aaron Robinson on the field at the same time as Darnay Holmes, and they're not necessarily competing. But I want to transition here
Oh, that's a big take, man. I'm not signing Jabril. That's a big take.
Oh yeah.
I mean, selfishly for me, I want that to happen. But I think, just to piggyback a little bit, but just the writings on the wall can kind of tell, like, man, this might not happen, right? So you're absolutely right, Dig, on that.
It would be great for him to come back. He fits this defense like a glove, but
he's like a Giant through and through as well, man. He loves the Giants.
He loves
it, from Jersey. He's from Jersey. I mean, two safeties from Jersey.
Discount is there. If they say, "Hey, give me a hometown discount," they'll sign him. But if he's looking for big money, unfortunately,
but just being realistic, I mean, all the people that we have to sign, I think it really depends on Daniel Jones, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If for some reason they're taking a rookie and they get a discount on the price, but if you think that you have to pay Daniel Jones and he has some great season this year,
you gotta have cap.
I mean, can you pay Jabril Peppers $13-14 million a year for a box safety? I'm sorry, I don't.
There's another thing in the pencil as well, which I wanted to ask you real quick because I know you want to get to the next topic. Yes. Chubb just got extended the other day, 3 years. I think it was like 36 million. Yeah, so 12 million a year, right? Saquon is somebody else that's like we don't know if we're going to extend yet. What do you think about the Chubb contract first?
I think that is all. I don't think that has any bearings on what the Giants are going to do with Saquon Barkley because it's all about their agents have been selling that this person is a weapon. McCaffrey, he's a weapon. Kamara, he's a weapon. They're going to get it's starting at $14 million for Saquon if he can bounce back this year. If not, then we probably can't get away with that kind of a contract.
14-15 million definitely is what I'm thinking in that number for Saquon because he's such a weapon. He catch out of the backfield. This is rookie year. He had 2,000 yards from scrimmage, right? I mean, so you're gonna have to pay for that particular talent. He's definitely not going to get 12 million, but I see definitely the 14 to 15 million.
Yeah, because when I saw it, I was like, obviously Saquon can. I'm like, 12 million is going to be low for him.
He's not
more than like Chubb is a pure runner. He's more than a runner. What up, Harrison in the chat?
Absolutely,
what's going on, Harrison? So I want to switch over to another thing I've been thinking about. It's been kind of quiet. We thought maybe we might get Adrian Peterson for a while. We signed Corey Clement. So who you guys think is going to take that running back 3 spot going into the season?
Call me a homer just because I loved him with us last year. Let me get home run hitter Alfred Morris, bro. I love that man.
It gotta be Morris. That's the only thing I can think of is Morris.
Yeah, because I think the 1 and the 2 is obviously decided, right?
Right.
Morris, Clement, and Brightwell fighting for that running back 3 spot.
I think
Brightwell is a special teamer.
Yeah,
Clement is a special teamer. And he can help with the pass catching, so it's interesting.
I mean listen, I'm going to see the bout. I'll be glad to see them two play and kind of duke it out there. But I'm with Hub, man. Alfred Morris. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I would definitely agree with you all and say that Morris is at least a front runner. I think they're going to hope that they see some explosive plays out of Brightwell and Clement because they're both better on special teams, and I know Clement can offer that receiving stuff. That maybe Alfred Morris, he's not really a receiver. He's been historically, over his career, he hasn't really been a good receiver. But maybe Alfred Morris comes in there. I was thinking they would want Alfred Morris more as that short yardage guy. And shout out to Spin City. Yeah. He's saying that too, but Devontae Booker is a violent runner, and he got used in short yardage last year. So I don't know if he kind of complements what we already have.
To add on to your question, if it's if you're considering all that, that means you're saying the Giants will use all 3 of their running backs in good snaps then.
I think they will because I think either 2 things are going to happen.
I think it might be like that for maybe the first quarter, but I feel like going later on to the season, we're going to get back down to Saquon and Booker.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm thinking 2 things are going to happen. Either Saquon is limited, or they use Saquon in so much of a receiving capacity that you'll have 2 backs on the field. Or you'll have Saquon running routes and then being tired and then coming off, and they have to kind of switch between. Because it happens on every team. Every team is like, we have this all-star running back and a good backup, and for some reason the 3rd-string back is getting 8 carries. Like, what's happening? I think that's just going to end up happening in some games, and it's going to matter who we have at that spot.
I say by week 6, you'll up to week 6, you'll probably see that particular thing. But I see Saquon being again, if he can handle it, I think he's just going to be in there pretty much a good percentage of those snaps, to be honest with you. And this is going to be that 1-2 punch. You know what I mean? I don't think the 3rd guy is going to come in there. I'm going to be honest. But give it up to week 6. If Saquon can handle that workload, we'll see that difference, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hopefully your running back 3 is getting like 2 or 3 carries a game, and
we
Booker
need.
and Saquon are
That's all we need. Let that third carry about 2 to 3, or whatever the case is per game. But again, that's all depending on how they work Saquon into the lineup, in my opinion.
So then I'll say this. Both of you guys went with Alfred Morris. If you don't want your third running back to play, wouldn't you want that third running back to be an ace on special teams?
I agree.
Well, I agree with you there, but I never said I didn't want him to play. I just think that he's not going to see much action later on in the season, right?
Right.
But yeah, no, you're right.
You think Alfred Morris is worth keeping for that first 6 games?
I think for sure, because I think the opening games, plural, for the Giants are going to be probably the most important of the season. We've seen in the past where, like, starting off 0-2, 0-3 really kind of sets the tone for the season and sometimes even determines how we're going to perform the season. I think, first 6 games is going to be very valuable. Bobby is the third string, bro. Calm down.
Exactly.
All right? You still got Jalen Hurts.
He's just mad because the Eagles have like 17 all-star running backs that can never run the ball every year. Every year you look at the Eagles roster and say, look at all these running backs, and they can never run the ball.
Bobby, we got your Super Bowl hero, Corey Clement, bro. All right, calm down.
All right, I want to switch over to the wide receiver room. I think it started off as being, we don't know who's going to make this roster at the 5 and 6 spots, but starting off in camp, John Ross has been returning kicks, which means that they want to use him on special teams, and you need your bottom 2 wide receivers to be good on special teams. So who are you thinking is your favorite player at receiver that isn't going to make this roster?
Ooh. So real quick,
go to the practice squad.
Real quick. What was my biggest complaint about the Giants last year? Why are we entering games with four wide receivers?
Yep.
Every single preview video I made, every single reaction stream, every single live stream I was doing during the game, I always said I hate the fact that we have 4 or 5 wide receivers. It makes no sense to me. And what I said came through when I was like, well, one injury is going to set us to 3 wide receivers a game, and that happened. I forgot which game it was.
Ingram playing wide out.
Exactly, and I was so annoyed by it. I was like,
and then that answers why all these Giants fans that said put Evan Ingram at wide receiver. That's why he doesn't play wide receiver,
bro.
That's why he doesn't play it.
Anyway, that was in my opinion. Yeah, go ahead.
At wide receiver, that would be, I guess, best case scenario for him, to be honest with you. But he's not a true route runner, to be honest with you. So that would be a bad idea.
He cannot beat corners and man coverage.
No, exactly.
He's not. He won't. He's a tight end.
Exactly.
Just can't catch.
That was, I think, Judge's probably, in my opinion, his biggest mistake as a rookie coach, rolling in with way too little wide receivers. But that's just me. As to answer directly your question, my favorite wide receiver that I think won't make the cut, you just literally highlighted. I think it might be Dante Pettis, or as I call him, Odell Beckham Pettis. I think this man might not. ODP, bro. He might not make the roster. I don't know. I would love for him to make the roster. I'm generally a fan of him, both as a player and a person. You know, obviously when I say as a player, as the 5th or 6th wide receiver, but he might not make. I mean, you look at the room right now, and there's a lot of dudes that's going to be battling for those spots. So,
how many do you think we keep on the roster on the 53?
Well, it's going to be 55 now, right? So because it's going to be 55,
6 or 7.
It definitely ain't going to be 4 because we're not having a repeat of last year. So I think it might be 5 or 6 instead of 6 or 7 because
you think it'll be. I think we're going to keep more than 5.
Because here's the thing: with those 2 extra spots, I think they're going to use it on the defensive side with either the linebackers or the secondary. I think if I'd be happy if they use one of those extra spots for someone on defense and one for the offense, but I have a feeling it might be towards the linebackers or secondary because we have a lot of players there as well. I'm saying 5 or 6 for wide receivers.
That's a lot. I can agree with that per se. I say more in the 5 range, but the one that I think that probably won't make it is Sills, even though he shows like the sign of a great wide receiver. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I think
didn't he just get injured, or was that somebody else that got injured? Justin
Austin Mack.
Oh, Austin Mack. Unfortunate, man.
And like Austin Mack to me had potential.
You know what I mean? I like Austin Mack too. But
I thought he would have made it until he got injured.
I think he'll be on the practice squad for us this year.
Yeah, for sure. But
until the Eagles call him up, because the Eagles like our receivers.
True. But that's the only thing I'm thinking of. Maybe Seals at the particular time. You know what I mean? Then again, I don't know. That's still up in the air. I haven't really did too much research on those particular guys at the tail end of the roster. But I would say maybe Seals, to be honest with you, because again, he shows promise, but I know he's having a bad camp, unfortunately.
Vicky, this is an easier question to ask you. Who would be your first 5 or 6 wide receivers? So we know
first 5 or
we already know the first 3, so like basically bombs.
You got Galladay, Shep, Slayton, at least to start off the season, unless
Mm-hmm.
Tony overtakes him. Tony is number 4 right now. Number 5 to me is John Ross right now, because not only is John Ross going to be good on special teams if he can stay healthy, the dude can run routes. The dude is sudden. All he has to do is catch the ball and stay healthy. But as the 5th wide receiver, I like him there.
And listen, and he gives you that Deshaun Jackson speed to me. I like him. Just go, run, catch the ball and run. Or it could be a decoy. Run and catch the ball, to be honest with you.
And Bobby is laughing, but the thing is, this is part of both of their histories. So I do think that we need to kind of keep some receivers. That's why I think we're going to keep 7 receivers on the roster.
Wow.
And I don't know where that's going to come from. I haven't done my final 53 yet, but I think we're going to keep 7 receivers. And the reason I say that too,
you
is
said
because the
7?
Giants brought, yep,
7.
The Giants brought in Cody Core a couple of days
7
ago
though,
to work
bro?
out.
7?
It's a lot of teams keep 7 receivers.
That's a lot.
Believe it or not.
Because keep in mind, we're a team that might be keeping 4 tight ends as well. How many pass catchers are you keeping?
I don't think they're going to keep that many tight ends.
So you think, all right,
some people are going to go home.
Well, my first 5 is the same as yours, right?
Definitely.
I think John Ross.
I think that's everybody's first 5.
Yeah, right. That's probably should be everybody's first 5, and then Pettis would be my 6th, which is why I say if we go to 5, he's gonna get cut out. Otherwise, he's my 6th, and then since you said 7, which hey man, I don't know, it may happen, right? My 7th wide receiver, I'm thinking right now, Austin Mack got injured, so it can't be him. He would have been my 7th.
I think they're going to stash him on IR on the PUP list or something.
Yeah,
to try to keep him.
And then now I'm thinking, I don't think it's gonna be Ben Victor, even though I liked him last year.
No.
I don't think it's gonna be Derek Dillon because all he has is speed. He doesn't really have any type of catching ability right now.
He's ashamed to LSU wide receivers, man. I keep wanting him to get playing time, and he just.
I mean, bro, he got to earn it though. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't get playing time at LSU though, so.
Yeah. So then does that leave Cody Core? I mean, because
Cody Core isn't on the roster yet, but the reason I'm saying 7 is because
maybe Alex
brought him
Bachman
in for a workout.
Maybe Alex Bachman is our 7th.
Bachman is good. I like Bachman.
Yeah, I think I slide him in at 7. I'll say.
I just think the way that we've assembled this receiving core, kind of, and Bobby was saying that as a joke in the comments because he's saying people get hurt. I just think they want receivers that they can plug in and rotate around a lot. And if there's injuries, you can't really do that. So I think they want to keep those 6 wide receivers there. And then I think Cody Core is such an elite special teamer. If they bring him in, it's going to be 7. If Cody Core doesn't come back to here, I'm staying with 6.
That's a good number for sure. If that push comes to shove, that's definitely a good number.
Cody Core is not Cody Core. David Sills was a quarterback his whole high school career. He ended up playing receiver in college, and he got most of his touchdowns on jump balls. He's not really the most sudden guy, and he's not. I don't see it, man. He's built like Mac Jones to me.
But you know what though? He gives you that Swiss Army knife. A guy that give you what Tony could do. Could throw the ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we got Tony.
True, but he can.
Don't see
those jump ball situation of Golladay can't be there. Maybe you look at him per se on a couple of packages.
Yeah,
that's the reason why I like that particular dynamic. But that's personally for me. But again, I don't know if he's going to make that roster, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really hard for him too. But
yeah,
Damian Willis is someone we signed yesterday. I think he's someone we want on the practice squad. He has 80 yards for his career. He's not a threat to make the. I mean, over all of the receivers over top of him. I just can't see him making it. I think they want to use his size and the practice squad to, during the season as to mock being another team's big receiver. I don't see him being able to make this roster. But I want to transition finally. We're on perfect time. I set this out perfectly. 6:45. I want to give away the first Fanfest ticket. We got 52 people in here. People jump in and out. So I'll say, name me a number in the chat. I'm
very interested to hear what the trivia question is going to be.
I already got it queued up, but I'm not going to see because if I just say the trivia question and tell people to type it in the chat, it's just going to be like, who can Google it the fastest? So I want you to call in and tell me with your own voice, and we're going to have a timer. I'm going to give you multiple choice. So name me a number in the chat, like I said, from 1 to 50.
Wow.
I'm going to give you a couple minutes
Man, I wish I
to
could
do
see
that.
this chat, man. Holy cow! I wish I could see. I want to see people go
You
crazy.
can't see it.
You
And
can see
so-
it.
Unfortunately,
You just
I'm
click
on my
comments.
phone, not the computer.
Oh, okay. You got it propped up.
That's
All
why.
right, so we got 38, 27, 13, 10, 28.
And then the people, you can't try to leave one comment, people, please. One comment per account.
No lucky number 19 for Galladay yet.
I'm gonna give people a couple more seconds. Oh, he said no thanks. I don't want to take it.
Bobby, you got it, bro.
Bobby said he doesn't want to take it.
Shout out to Bobby.
And please, the people that are leaving the numbers, please be someone who can actually make it to this event, because I don't want this ticket to go to waste.
Yeah,
please,
I did.
please,
Yeah,
man.
I did my
You had to see
giveaway.
Twitterland. You know, Twitterland had a lot of people that couldn't go, man, and I was trying to finagle and move things around. That's why everybody get a ticket. Trust me, please. If you're not gonna go, don't waste your time, please.
Exactly.
Please. Someone that want to go. Please,
From the giveaway I did last week with 2 of them, I'm gonna be getting back 1 of them because the person can't make it now, unfortunately.
If you're getting back one of them,
somebody will take it.
Hub, if you're getting back one of them and someone who's a kid wins this in here and they can't go by themselves, then would you be able to give that ticket to them to for them to go with?
Yeah,
like,
for sure. Yeah, I'll go with a parent. The thing what I am interested in though is that I know they have like labeled actual seats, so I don't think they'd be sitting together. The kid and the parent.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, at least they'd be able to get in there and try to finagle it from there. All right. So out of the people that that commented that don't have tickets, that because some people are saying they're not going. What's going on, man? Out of the people that listed their numbers, let's see what we got. The number I got in this random number generator is 33.
I think I might have seen a 33 or something close to it.
So let's see. We got a 27. We got a 45.
Oh,
28.
nah. 28 is going to be the closest.
We got a 38.
Yeah, 28 is going to be the closest, bro.
Yeah.
28 or 30. 28 is closer, yeah. That's Big Blue in the Bronx. Don't you already have tickets, man?
Like, yo, hold up, bro. You got like... Yeah, he does. Because, Alex, you did a giveaway on your channel, too.
Don't you already have tickets?
Someone said 31.
Someone said 31.
I thought I saw 31, but I scrolled back up. Yeah.
Oh, Eye on the Dark. Eon the Dark.
Yeah, there you go, bam.
So if you are Eon the Dark, there is a 31. Yeah. Oh, it says Lie in the Dark. Cool. Okay. Anyway, if you are still in this chat and you don't have tickets and you want to go, I'm going to go ahead and drop this link in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you're still here. I'll drop the link for you to call in.
When you call in, please put your name as Lie in the Dark so he knows it's you.
Please do that. And please no one call in and try to pretend like you're lying in the dark.
My man's gonna hold his nose like, yeah, I'm lying. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Are you still here?
Calling in? Where's he at?
Let's see if I do at.
Still
and
looking
then...
for him in the chat.
Oh, yo,
Okay.
I don't think he's here because you know how like I have the chat pulled up on YouTube. You could do at and see who's here. Like when I do at Lion, it doesn't pop up.
Next man up.
All right. Well, he's here. He said give it
back?
to someone else. He didn't realize what it was event. Okay. So who's the next closest? 26. A couple of people.
Oh, so you just ignoring Big Blue in the Bronx?
He already has tickets.
Yo, it's hilarious. He still hasn't answered that question.
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on, man? Did you give away all your tickets and you were being selfless? If you were, then call in. Yeah, he said he thinks it's just general admission, so maybe they don't need to have seats.
Oh, that's good.
If it is, then I'm getting there as early as I can and claiming the best seat.
If Big Blue in the Bronx, or if you're still here and you don't have any tickets, let me know. If not, then I'm gonna call 26 in.
PJ, you missed the first round, but you'll get the second round. He does have another ticket that he's going to be giving away later on in the podcast.
Definitely. He said he got 2 and gave 1 away. He wants to give 1 away to someone who lost the contest as a participation trophy.
That's very noble of you, bro. but I don't know.
They calling
Spin
in?
City isn't going. Let me see. I'm gonna drop this link in the chat. At this point, I mean, if anybody is still here and they want to go, at this point, I'm gonna drop this.
I mean, they still have one more thing. They still got to answer that question within the allotted time.
So I'm gonna drop this link in the chat, and if you honestly, please be honest. If you honestly can make it, go ahead and click that link. If you had 26, if not, and nobody can make it, then I'm gonna just drop this link in here. So I dropped the link in the chat.
Facts, Spin City. The Eagles are hot basura, bro. I agree.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this. Who's your biggest threat in the NFC East? What team? For the Giants.
The no names.
Everybody says the no names. I don't know. I think I was thinking that it was only Washington for a while, but I think Dallas is
I do think Dallas had some level of threat, but I still think Washington is the biggest to us.
Nah, I think Dallas, man. I mean, they got Fitztragic over there, so I don't know. It's only a matter of time that magic wears off for him. By midseason, maybe fifth game, he's done, man, to be honest with you, in my opinion. But I think Dallas is pretty much our Achilles heel. Dak's coming back. I don't know. I'll be a little more
with Dak coming back, I mean, they can average over 30. Like, that wouldn't be crazy for them to average over 30. So at that point, the defense just has to not be historically bad. So
what have they done to improve their defense?
Kelvin Joseph is somebody I like. I like Kelvin Joseph a lot as their second corner. Trayvon Diggs is the corner one. They got 17 linebackers.
Yeah, I know they got Michael. They were the team that drafted Michael Parsons, but I'm like, they had good linebackers before Michael Parsons. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm just like, listen, man. Like you said, they have to be not historically bad, which is what they were last year, but they were averaging 30 plus and they were historically bad.
Yeah, but if you look at their defense last year, exactly, it could just be just a matter of coaching. If you look at their defense last year, there was a lot of blown coverages.
Yeah. I think they got a former head coach to a defensive coordinator. Come on, he's going to command that room. I think they're going to step up to the plate. So I'm really more afraid of them.
And I'm not saying that they're going to be like some top 15 defense. All they have to do is be like 25.
Well, according to Madden, they're the sixth best team in the league. If y'all saw that,
they always are.
I hate Madden, man.
How do you have them as the sixth best team in the league, bro? Like what?
We still don't have anybody that called in. So I mean,
nobody called in.
You want to say what's up? Just call in. Give us a topic, something.
Oh yeah, Dak did hurt his foot like on the first day of training camp. I remember.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
He'll be back. He'll be right. They started clowning the guy that we wanted. What's his name? Smith from the Eagles. He got hurt, man, a lower leg injury, and he's gonna be worked back a little slower. Everybody's like, I'm glad we didn't draft him. I'm like, listen, man. Like, I just think he's so small, that kid, man. He's so small. That was my biggest concern for him coming into this league, man. Is the size. It's not big enough, in my opinion. But on to the next thing.
Yeah.
At this point, anybody just click the link.
I'll give these tickets away to a random on Twitter or something if y'all.
Or just give it to anybody that calls in right now. Got a chance, bro. At this point.
Yeah, so I'm saying at this point, I'm opening it up. Even if you didn't have the right number, if you want to call in and you can make it, call in because I got a question to ask. And if you get it right, you'll get the ticket.
What you can do, Diggy,
listen, if you get it wrong, would you give the ticket away at this point?
I mean, at this point, I can't make it up there. So if they get it wrong, I'll give them a second chance.
Yeah, right.
Diggy, what you can do is go into the YouTube part of the chat, like not StreamYard, and pin the link as a pin message in the chat.
He said he lives super far away, but he'll take a jersey. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll start giving away jerseys when I start. Let's see. Oh, we got Ash in here. I know Ash can't make it up there, but I just went ahead and brought you in. What's going on?
What's going on? I'm not gonna be able to make it to the Giants Fest, but I just wanted to call in.
Oh, we got somebody else that just popped in here.
I just wanted to say what's up to y'all.
What up, bro?
Awesome. What up, man?
What's going on?
Not doing nothing. I guess nobody won no tickets. So
Exactly. People don't want free stuff.
Yeah. I thought if it was free, it's for me. Like nobody want free no more.
Exactly.
Huh? Like what is this?
Nah, I would have been in here, but I'm gonna be moving down to
Yeah, I
North
heard you was
Carolina
moving soon.
that week, so I'm not gonna.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, good luck with that move, man. Good luck with that move.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Expect big things with the Ash Money podcast, man.
Oh yeah. You said I can pin stuff? All right, I got it. Okay.
Go.
MG, I'm gonna ask you. Hub is giving me that advice because people have done some crazy stuff to turn their camera on.
Mm-hmm.
You could just turn your camera on backstage, turn it quickly back off.
Just so Diggy
and I'll
sees
bring you
you're
on.
like a real person and not a troll, bro. It's happened twice before to me. It's happened to Chris. It's happened to basically everybody that's done a call-in show before. So just
All
a
right.
security measure.
All right, you can turn it back off or stay back on if you want. I'm gonna bring you on right now. So what's going on? Okay, what's going on, man?
Okay,
Can you hear me?
it's dark, guys. I'm sorry, it's very dark in here, so that's why I turned it off.
Oh, yes, no problem.
You're good,
Yeah,
man.
you're good. You're good.
As long as we can hear you.
Definitely.
I can hear
So,
you.
So are you able to make it to the Fanfest? Are you calling in for that or?
Thank you. As long as you can hear me, I'm good.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
hear you.
we can hear you.
I'm thinking
I'm
there might
calling
be a
for-
delay.
Yeah, I think it's delayed.
Oh, man.
Can you hear us?
The MG still there?
Okay, I'm calling in for the ticket.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, perfect. If you're calling in, if you're on a delay, I'll give you some time to answer.
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. I think he's on a
That's
delay.
MG.
But
That's
That's me.
a big delay.
yep. So
Well,
I'll
welcome to
ask
the
the
show.
question. I think you're on a delay, but I'll give you some time to answer this. Which former Giants wide receiver set a record while playing for the University of Connecticut with 36 straight games with the catch and finished his collegiate career with 165 receptions? You can pick from Steve Smith, Ernest Gray, Jeremy Davis, and Lionel Manuel. So let me know if you need me to repeat anything.
Oh, wow. No, I'm good. I'm trying to think. Steve Smith, I'm going to go. I don't know. I really don't know. Steve Smith.
That one isn't right, but I'll give you a hint. It's someone else in that same
Did you get
in the
that?
same couple of years. Yeah, I heard you, but it's someone else in the same kind of time range as Steve Smith. That
Give him the choices once more.
yeah, I'll give you the choices one more time. Steve Smith, Ernest Gray, Jeremy Davis, and Lionel Manuel. Lionel Manuel.
Yeah, please. Yeah. It's got to be Jeremy Davis then. Jeremy Davis.
There we go. Ding, 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 ding. So I don't know if you. What were you gonna say?
I'll say congratulations, MG.
Jeremy
Yeah,
Davis.
congratulations, man. I hope you're able to go to Fanfest and have a great time. I definitely wish I could go, but I'm a little bit too far away. I don't know if you have a Twitter, but you can find me on there and message me.
Thank you.
I'll get you the ticket. Anyway, I'll get you a ticket on. Let me know however you want me to deliver the ticket to you.
So there's only really one way to do that, Diggy. He has to make a Ticketmaster account.
Oh yeah, I know, but I'm saying for him to message me
Oh yeah,
to be able, for me to be able to send him the ticket. So you can email me
I got
at
kicked off.
D546. You're still here. It's just on a delay. Spence City
I'll
said
reach out
MG
to
is gonna
you
get to
on the webcam. I'll reach out to you on the webcast.
You said you'll reach out on. Spencer, you going crazy in the chat.
Yeah, Spin City had about 4 straight messages, bro.
But MG, you can message me at diggy546@gmail.com and I'll get those tickets to you. I'll get you that ticket.
On the webcam.
Dial it.
Did you get that about the email?
Just repeat it.
Yeah, repeat it with the delay.
It's just on a delay. Anyway, you can message me at diggy546@gmail.com and I'll get you the ticket.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. I'll drop it in the chat.
Will do. Thank you.
Shoot me an email.
Congratulations again.
Hey, man. Hope you have a good one, man.
Hope you have a great time, man.
All right, have a good one. The people in the chat are killing me.
Yo, Spin City had like 4 straight messages that was killing them, bro.
Definitely get that to me and I'll get you the ticket, man. Congratulations.
And shout out to MG, man. Like we're laughing with you, not at you, brother.
Oh, definitely.
that was funny. That delay was nuts. That delay was
the delay was crazy.
Yeah, that was nuts. I never seen like a 10-second delay.
City got me though. He said that got me, man.
Yo, I'm trying not to lose it. When I saw that, oh my god.
That was probably like the largest delay in any call-in I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
That was a good 10, 15
that was like
seconds?
That was about a 10-second delay. 10-15-second delay. I've never seen that before. I never heard anything like that. I never seen it. That's
MG.
New.
You can scroll up in the chat and you'll see my email message where it says diggy546@gmail.com. I mean, yeah, at Gmail. That's where you can email it to. And as soon as you get me that email, I'll transfer you the ticket over.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you for having me on. I gotta get back to doing some stuff. I just wanted to call in and talk to you guys for
that's no problem.
Quick minute.
Hey, we'll do something soon, man.
All right, man. Eli, it was nice to meet you. I didn't mean to get you confused with Eli Penny.
There's no problem, man. Listen, man, go on that Twitter, man. I am Eli Rex, Instagram, Twitter. Follow me there, man, if you can.
Definitely. I got the links in the description.
Thank you, brother.
But MG, I took you out because you're about 15 seconds behind.
Well, all right, Diggy. All right, Hub. All right, Eli.
Take care, my brother. Appreciate you.
Peace out, man. Cinnamon Toast Crunch sucks. Nice.
Yeah, MG, I took you out because you were a little bit behind. But if you email me, I'll see. Oh, so PJ jumped in. He was the other person that wanted the ticket, and since we had such a hard time giving away something free, I might as well bring him in.
Yeah.
But this time, if there's anybody else behind, I feel like this time you should just give them one chance for the question. If there's anybody else in the call-in right now.
Yeah. So PJ, are you here?
Oh nah.
There's another delay. Yeah, he's
is it just a delay or is this my delay or
PJ?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I don't think it's your delay because me, Eli, and Ash Money were fine.
Yeah, that's weird. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But shout out to Spence City for the $5 super chat. He just said, ha. Yeah, the delays are killing me, but I think PJ is pretty much up to pretty much where we are. But if you're ready, we got a lot of people calling. We got Rick the GOAT.
Oh, bet you gonna have to do be like, all right, bro. If you ain't getting this one try, it's done, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna give PJ a shot, and I'm gonna give Rick a shot. I'll give you about 15 seconds to answer it. I'm gonna pick a question. I'll even give you an option of what category you want. So we can do. You say it could be anything.
It's John's related, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he said there's a delay.
Yeah, everything is. I got a whole trivia book, so.
Wow.
All right. Let's see. Is this? I got to see if this is actually a question worth asking. No, it's not worth asking. So how old are you? I don't want to ask you a question that's for some old people.
17.
Okay, perfect.
You about to say Eli Manninera.
Yo, that's hilarious, bro. PJ 17, Vibe is 38, 17, 38.
1738. Okay, so that one's too easy.
Hey, give it.
First,
Why not?
yeah, let me go. Hey,
Yeah,
because
give
you've
it,
been the
man.
only
Why
person
not?
that's been staying solid with this. So I'll ask you this question that you should get. Although he wore 76 throughout his entire rookie season, Eric Flowers decided to switch his college number following the departure of Jeff Swartz to which number? 70, 71,
No.
73, or 74?
This might be too easy.
74.
This is way too easy. But congratulations, man. You just won a Fanfest ticket. That's way too easy. I gave you. Hey, I hope you enjoy it, man. And the same thing, email me at diggy546@gmail.com, or if you prefer, message me on Twitter, and I'll get that ticket to you.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Shout out to
Congrats,
PJ,
man.
man. He always in everybody's chat, man. What's up, man?
Oh,
Love
yeah,
it.
he's always here. Have a good one, man.
All right, y'all too.
All right. All right, we got Rick out here, man. Rick the GOAT.
Appreciate it.
Yo.
Were you calling in for tickets, or are you just calling in just to say something?
I'm not calling in for tickets.
Okay,
I do
perfect.
not live anywhere near.
So that means if I would have kicked them off, we would have had to wait 17 minutes for some more people to get in here to get some tickets.
That's correct.
That's right. That's right.
No, I don't even think you had to Google that. 74 is a little bit too easy. But
yeah, Rick, welcome to the show, man.
Appreciate it.
yeah, Rick,
Eli,
Eli Rax. Rick has been somebody that's been in the chats making a lot of noise.
That's what's up.
With a higher level of thinking, an alternative way of thinking, with some great jokes in the chat.
Rick also on the call-in shows, whenever he calls in, always brings something different in terms of he's always asking me trivia questions, or we play a little trivia game as well.
Hubs,
he calls
the GOAT, man. He knows everything.
Hey, thank you, man. The last one wasn't too good though, but the ones before that, yeah.
I don't even remember. It's been a while since I called in, so.
Listen, man, hit that Twitter, man. I'd love to take those challenges on, or whatever the case is, or pass them on at this point. Let's say that.
Definitely. But now that we've given away some tickets, we gave away both actually. I want to switch over to the defense. And one thing I wanted to talk about first is the fact that you usually don't see these rookies get that shot to be a starter at the beginning of the season or the beginning of training camp. And Azeez Ojulari is mapped in as that starter. So what do you guys think about that?
A lot of people thought defensive rookie of the year. And I said it on the Giants Guy podcast, the live that we do every Tuesday, guys. Stay tuned. I said it there. I was like, let's not put too much pressure on this young kid just yet. I think we got to let this play out. The kid is a tremendous talent, without a doubt. I'll give him that. You know what I mean? But to start putting labels on him, we're setting the expectations too high, because when he doesn't deliver, automatically we're going to start to think, okay, he wasn't as good as we thought. No, the kid's a great talent. We just got to let everything play out. So I won't want to put any labels on him. I just want him to play. I want him to do well, and let's see after the season, and we can grade him pretty much from there.
Hey, Diggy, are you making sure that everyone calls in is wearing a hat?
Yeah, only
Just notice that. Just notice that.
Yeah, for me,
I haven't went to a barber in a while. That's why I got to wear the hat. So
yeah,
I literally got home from the gym and then hopped on, so my hair was not about to be out here.
I've been calling my barber for like the last 2 months, and he's I don't know where he is, but he has been answering.
He don't message you whenever he's going on vacation?
At the barber, man. You know,
he usually lets me know when he's going on vacation.
Yeah, like mine sends out like the mass text. He's like, "Yo, listen, bros, I'm about to be out from like this day to this day. Don't go to the shop."
Well, he'll usually tell me, but I went on vacation and I came back, so maybe he went. And he's from Jamaica, so he might have went there and stayed there for like 3 months. I have no idea what he's doing. He might have taken that whole summer off. He said his barber has a delay.
Yeah.
He might have taken that whole summer off. But I don't know where he is. I'm gonna have to drive up there or something.
Yeah, so to the question and to I also kind of respond to what Eli was saying in terms of defensive rookie of the year. I mean, literally my video on Aziz is called Aziz Ojulari is going to be the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh, you
So
did?
there's that.
Oh, Dad, I didn't see that. Not to slight you.
No. I'm just I got it. No hard feelings, bro. But like the reason I said that is because, and I didn't say it with, oh, he's gonna get 10 sacks or anything. I even in the video, I think he said it's like maybe 7 or 8 sacks.
Chase Young got 7.5 sacks last year.
So he's not getting 10 sacks his first season unless he's just a next level type of dude. But the reason I see Aziz, and I do think it's correct that they have him slotted in as a starter immediately, is because I do believe he's our best outside linebacking pass rusher, in my opinion.
I think so too.
The guy was the best edge rusher in the SEC, first of all, like this past year. You know what I'm saying? One of the hardest, if not the hardest, conferences to be playing in. He played for a program whose defense they're running. Joe Judge has literally called the sister defense to the Giants defense. Kirby Smart and Georgia's defense is extremely similar to what the Giants run over here for Patrick Graham. And there's a reason we target, players from specific schools. There's the tunnel from Georgia to the Giants. There was a heavy tunnel from Alabama to the Giants. Exactly. Like, we target those players for a reason, not just because they're playing in the SEC and they were good at what they were doing, but because our defense is really modeled very similar to that. And I do think he's stepping into a situation where he's going to have an incredible secondary helping him out on the back end. He's going to have Leonard Williams on the inside. That's definitely going to be getting double teamed this year. I mean, he's been getting double teamed in 2019 and 2020. I don't expect that to just all of a sudden disappear after he got 11.5 sacks. I expect it to increase. Somebody's going to get freed up, whether it's him or Zoe. And last year, I was even a believer in Zoe, and that looked like it was going to work out. I said Zoe was going to be our breakout player until he went down. So it's like it's either going to be him or Zoe getting those sacks from the outside, because Leo's going to be getting double teams, and Dexter always brings pressure on the inside. I just think of the biggest reason this man is going to have a good rookie year is because of everybody around him, in my opinion.
I agree with that. Definitely, I agree with that.
Definitely.
And don't sleep on the scheme similarity as well. That was another reason I said Lorenzo was going to have a breakout year, and he almost did, because the coaches we have, Jeremy Pruitt, and who was the new one we brought in, but also Kevin Sherrer. Well, Kevin Sherrer was actually Lorenzo's coach at Georgia. I don't think Kevin Sherrer had a chance to coach. I think he was already at Tennessee when he was at Georgia. But he has coaching chemistry with Jeremy Pruitt because him and Pruitt run the Tennessee defense together. Don't sleep on that as well.
Hey, listen, if Lorenzo Carter doesn't work out, we could always take BJ Ojulari out of LSU and have the Ojulari brothers on each side.
Really? How good is BJ?
He's good. He goes to LSU. What do you mean? I mean,
he's a lock automatically.
He's going to get pressure first of all because he has the two.
I think if Lorenzo doesn't work out, we probably just extend this man a feedie.
As soon as I start talking about LSU, of course Nate pops in here to ruin the fun.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, let me get to this super chat real quick. Shout out to Calvin for the $9.99 super chat. With Saquon on the pup list, when do you think he'll return to? I didn't highlight. What am I doing? With Saquon on the pup list, when do you think he'll return to the field? And when he does, will fans have an unrealistic expectation of him? Thanks, guys. Thank you, Calvin. One thing I'll say is I don't think fans will have – I think fans' expectations of Saquon are either really high or really low. Like, some fans just have that idea of, like, anytime someone has a season-ending injury, their whole career is over. And then some fans are saying that Saquon is going to win MVP. I just think the reality is somewhere in the middle.
Listen, I'll say this. I say the most or the better will be comeback player of the year for Saquon. I think Saquon's going to take off kind of where he left off, but we won't see him until week 1, in my opinion. I really think they're going to take it really extremely slow. With
the MVP thing, I've been notorious as a Saquon saying Saquon's going to win MVP. But when I made my video predicting the Giants' offensive stats, I think a lot of you will say I definitely did not give him MVP stats. I gave him what I think was realistic stats. I said like 260 rushing attempts for 1,196 rushing yards and like 8 rushing touchdowns. I think those are very realistic numbers for him. I think those are really good numbers for him. And the receiving numbers as well. I think I had him around 450 receiving yards with 3 receiving touchdowns with 55 receptions or something like that. I think those are extremely realistic for him.
Yeah, that's not worth 14, 15 million though.
No, I mean, definitely not.
For me, I think
it depends as far as this line what he frees up in the offense, though. You know what I'm saying? What he frees up with Galladay and whatnot.
That makes sense. But Nate was saying something.
Yeah, I think in terms of Saquon with expectations, there's always going to be factors we don't understand. And with so much new in this offense, so many new receivers, so many new positions being filled by linemen as we have injuries to deal with, we have guys coming back, building new chemistry. It's year 2 in Jason Garrett's offense. There's a lot of unknowns. So in terms of expectations, if you're putting numbers on it in terms of stats, it's kind of hard to be fair with that. I think what I would say is I expect Saquon to perform like Saquon. I expect to have a few plays a game, every game where we say, wow, that's why we drafted him number 2 overall. I expect him to be good in the receiving game because we know he can, and I expect him to have some big plays on the ground. Now, it would be certainly nice if when he doesn't have those big plays on the ground, it's not
he doesn't lose 8 yards.
Exactly, and that's just going to be what I was saying. He'll go as far as this offensive line will take him. The nice thing this year is that we're obviously not going to be facing stacked boxes every single play because we have receivers now. We're not going to have the Ravens game all over again, which, God, I don't know if I can watch that game again. So,
or the Jets game where he had, 1 yard?
Yes, we don't even have to
that was
talk about
Spencer Pulley's game. That was Spencer Pulley game.
Point is, I think in terms of expectations for Saquon Barkley, it's kind of difficult to be specific, so I'll just say I have high expectations, assuming he comes back healthy.
Yeah, I want Saquon to be at about 1,300 yards and anywhere between 300 to 400 yards. I think that's realistic because there's an extra game too. So
yeah, and it also should be said that as Eli was pointing out, we do not have any reason to think he's going to be back early. We have no indicators at this point that he's going to be back for training camp or preseason or anything like that. It's entirely a mystery. So when you talk about those expectations for stats, it's probably better to start thinking in a per-game basis instead of an overall season basis.
Yeah, that might make the best sense.
I totally agree with that. Also, don't forget, when you look at an ACL, he didn't get surgery, I think, till late October, if I'm not mistaken. And this, as I said before, it takes usually 8 months, 6 to 8 months in some cases. So he's actually hitting that particular mark between that time frame of getting back onto the field as far as healing is concerned. So we're really definitely I got to fit week 1. They're going to take it, even though he looks good, he's cutting, he's running at some sort of speed, and he's improving very well. We're not going to see him till week 1, man. You just can't. You just can't rush that type of injury back that soon, in my opinion.
And you talk about rushing injuries back and being careful and all that. The Giants also, as much as people on the internet love to remind them, they're well aware that they spent the number 2 overall pick on this guy. They're not just going to piss him away and say, all right, let's throw him to the Wolves. If he gets hurt again, it's whatever. It doesn't matter. It's only Saquon Barkley. So he'll be back when it's time for him to be back.
Absolutely.
We just don't know when that's going to be yet.
And I think Joe Judge learned a lot from him
from
allowing Daniel Jones to play at the end of that year.
Bet your ass
because he said, frankly, that he shouldn't have been playing.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely,
I think he's not going to make the same mistake in the same couple of months.
Definitely not.
And
that's one thing he said he learned from is not putting his players out there that early. So he's going to learn from that. He's not going to rush with Saquon at all.
And
so we got to just pump the brakes away a little bit,
Yeah. When that was happening, I remember saying this was the first thing in Joe Judge's rookie year of coaching, you could say, that when he made that call and when DJ went back out there, that was the first time I was like, Joe, what are you doing? This is not the move. Because you could just tell Jones was not in there. And what I said at the time and what I stand by now is that with an injury like that, the best you can do is follow the team doctor's advice. So if the team doctor said that DJ was good to go and he should have gone in, we were in a playoff race. I could understand that. But Joe Judge said before the Cardinals game, before all this stuff was happening, he said if Daniel Jones is at a place physically where he can protect himself and he can play in a safe way and not re-injure himself, he'll play. And right off the rip in the Arizona game, we saw he could not do that. He was a statue. He couldn't move. He was letting rushers tee off on him. You could tell his feet were stuck in cement. And the problem I had was Joe Judge did not pull the plug early enough. So for me, that was the one thing in Joe Judge's first year as a head coach I had problems with.
And especially after Colt McCoy put on that game with the Seahawks.
Exactly.
Like at that point, go with the hot hand.
Mm-hmm.
Give Daniel Jones that time to rest. That's the only thing I agree with you, Nate, that I was upset about. So you just got to continue with Colt McCoy at the particular point because we all knew Daniel Jones was not 100% at that.
Oh, yeah. It was so clear. And like you said, with a guy like Joe Judge, with a guy that we all have so much faith in and so much respect for as a coach, it's fair to say he's going to learn from his mistakes. And like he already said, that was a mistake that he acknowledges. He's going to move past it. And with Saquon Barkley, you can expect to be disappointed as to when he's going to step back on the field. So you never know.
Great.
Yep.
Appreciate that, Nate, man. Great analyst. So great, whatever. I'm trying to say. That was great points you made, brother. Thank you, Nate, for that. That was awesome.
Yeah. Alex, what do you think?
Well, obviously, it's going to. It's not just going to be about Saquon. It's about the identity of the offense the first couple of weeks, in my opinion, because, in my opinion, he's going to be ready for week 1, but they're not giving him the full amount of snaps. I mean, that would just be kind of stupid. So I think a lot of things play into that, like who are the running backs that you're keeping on your roster after the cut downs? Is it going to be Alfred Morris, obviously Devontae Booker, maybe Brightwell, maybe Clement, who knows? So that's going to be part of it, which will probably, predict within the week 1 game plan or probably, foreshadow what they're going to do on offense. Because on paper, I don't know if any of you guys have checked it out. The Broncos have a good secondary. They drafted Surtain. They have 2 of the corners from the 2018 Bears defense. They have Ronald Darby, who had a great year with the Washington football team last year. Before that was the Eagles, and he was trash then. So I think it's going to be about that. And honestly, like I know obviously people have the expectation, you're a number 2 pick, needs to win comeback player of the year. Honestly, I would love for him to rush the 1,000 yards. I think that's my expectation, but I don't care about comeback player of the year. I honestly don't. It's about health. It's about the long-term plan. And obviously a lot of things go into that.
Yeah, he's going to have to compete with Carson Wentz too for that. If Carson Wentz can get on the field.
And Dak Prescott as well.
Everybody's forgetting about Dak.
Oh, yeah, Dak.
He's the front runner for most people.
Dak should be the overwhelming favorite.
You got OBJ in there, too. I wouldn't count OBJ out either.
I think Dak is going to be the one that takes it home.
OBJ. Me and
Diggy
Diggy
are really writing OBJ off, man.
Me and Diggy can fight this one until the end of time, but
I can't.
I'm not in.
I'm telling you, he's finally healthy for the first time in like 4 years.
And we've been saying that for 4
years. But we haven't though.
No, we really haven't. Healthy. I think this is the year where he got something to prove, man. OBJ has something to prove, man.
OBJ has something to prove for a while.
He hasn't been healthy for any stretch of time since the Browns injury. He hasn't. Yeah. But what do you think, Rick, about what's that facial expression?
What's up?
What's that face that you just made?
I make a lot of faces, man. I don't know which one you're
talking. He was just chilling, bro. Leave my man alone, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyway, what are you thinking about Saquon?
I don't have any expectations, honestly. Like, I'm not expecting him to be bad, but like, I don't know what to think. Just looking at the past couple of years. I mean, the ACL thing is like a freak thing, but I don't know. I'm kind of worried about like him and the money, like what kind of money he's going to want. Cause I don't think he's going to skimp out. Like, I don't think any player should skimp out, right? You're setting yourself up for success and generational wealth. So I don't know. I think Hub's numbers sounded pretty good to me, but he, like you guys also mentioned, that's not $14-15 million worth. So
yeah.
Once again, I think you can't just look at numbers and judge the contract off of that. Like, it goes into what Nate was saying. He's going to do Saquon things. He's going to have big plays during the year, and it's what he brings to the offense that is not going to be on the stat sheet as well. In my opinion.
Also,
don't forget, great locker room presence.
Totally,
great guy on and off the field. So all that plays into a factor, and his play. You know what I mean? So, as Dave Gettleman says, make them cry in the negotiation room. Play outstanding and make him cry in the negotiation room. So, I totally, I hope he balls, man. I really want him to ball, and hopefully he gets the money he's looking for. Again, it's his pockets, not mine. They just got to figure out the cap. That's it. Figure out the cap, man.
So I wanted to get to one more topic, and then I got to head out because I actually got to head out in real life.
Same thing.
Exactly. So let's try to get through this in the next 10 minutes at least.
Sure.
The secondary has been dominating. Now, I did mention that it was in the red zone, but the secondary has been dominating in the red zone, and Bradbury and Adoree Jackson have looked really good so far.
Yep.
What are you guys thinking about that, along with the guys that we have on the back end? It really looks like this Adoree Jackson thing might pan out.
I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about this secondary, which is a really honestly weird thing to say as a Giants fan. Haven't said that in as long as I can remember. But this secondary, this secondary all offseason has been on paper really good, and now in training camp it's looking really good, and I'm starting to think that once we actually roll into the season, it's going to be really good. So if we can get that moving and get Blake Martinez back in the middle of the defense, that's huge. We need him to be in the middle of the defense, and then we can get that front seven working too. We were already a top 10 defense last year. This could be a special defense if
Top
that secondary
five.
can play up. Yeah,
Top
because I
five.
mean, these corners are insanely talented. Our
Yeah.
safeties play great schematic ball. We've got Leonard Williams in that stacked defensive line to stop the run. Now we have a real pass rusher in Azeez Ojulari. If he can just get coached up a little bit more, learn a couple of moves, get a little bit deeper bag, that can be a really, really, really good defense.
And listen, I wouldn't count out
Yeah.
Zoe as far
Yeah,
as pass rushing
I wouldn't
too.
either.
You know, so this defense is looking real. Can we say NYPD, New York City pass defense, all over again? Right?
Yeah,
They said
they don't like
said-
that though.
Yeah,
I
they don't
think
like
it's much
that. They want their own nickname, which I'm like,
I
I
feel
haven't
it. I
haven't
understand
thought
that.
of one yet.
But it's reminiscent to that. When we had all
Absolutely
those
it is.
players.
I'ma
in that
just call it-
DRT,
I'ma just
Alfred
call
Roll
it-
in those particular eras, right? So it's looking really good. If not, I think it might be a notch better. To be honest,
I'm
with
gonna call it the triple B's, the big blue blanket,
I like that.
Ah, that's nice.
and I'm
Yeah.
copyrighting
People
it. And I'm
leave up.
copyrighting it.
Hey, hit me on Twitter, man. Some names. See if we can retweet and get some things going. Absolutely, man.
I need a graphic designer to make me that graphic. The big
I
blue
like that
blanket.
one. That one's a good one, man. That one's a good one. But I'm extremely excited about this defense, man. Top 5. That's my expectations. If they fall short of that, I'll be shocked. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I think
I
it's a
wanna
top
see-
5 defense, but on paper.
I want to
I
see.
mean,
Oh yeah, go ahead, Diggy.
oh, you can go ahead.
Just a quick thing. I want to see how they're doing when Kyle Rudolph is on the field with Kenny Galladay too in the red zone, because I feel like if they
Definitely.
can
Yeah,
play like that, like amazing like that, then it's a lock that we should all be excited.
Bobby will beat you 3-0 2 times. Beat you 3-0.
so precise.
It's because he said our offense stinks.
Nah, man. We're looking good. Let's say that we're looking good, man. Well, shout out to my man right there. It all rests on Daniel Jones and that O line, man. I say that all the time.
Mhm.
All Daniel Jones and that O line in my opinion.
That's everything.
This is a prove it year for Daniel Jones. If Daniel Jones isn't the guy, then what? You know, I tell people he's the guy. He's the guy. I think he's gonna progress. If I eat crow, I eat crow. I hope I'm right in this particular situation. I
Yeah.
can see the intangibles Daniel Jones have, man. It's just we gotta let this thing play out. The third year is a big year for a quarterback, and I think he'll do his thing. At least I hope so.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One thing I'll say is I don't think we've seen a secondary. Now with DRC and Jackrabbit, the secondary was amazing, but it was because DRC was so dominant in the slot.
Yeah.
Now we have not seen 2 boundary corners that have been at least with the potential I think we have. I mean, Corey Webster, Aaron Ross. Every year that Aaron Ross looked like a top corner, Corey Webster had a down year. Every year that Webster looked like a top corner, Aaron Ross had a down year.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the thing that broke my heart the most as a Giants fan was when Terrell Thomas was getting so good in that slot and he tore his ACL and he never came back.
Yeah.
That definitely hurt. But I can't think of the last time we had 2 boundary corners that have a potential to be this dominant.
Yeah.
I can't think of it.
And for me, that plays into one of my favorite things about this secondary is how dynamic it is. We got guys with all different skill sets, all different strengths and weaknesses, and we have a guy like Patrick Graham who knows how to use that and manipulate that and get that where it needs to be on the field so we can have the best defensive production. I mean, we already seen it in interviews. James Bradbury and Adoree Jackson, they know what their roles are, you know? They understand what it is. Adoree Jackson's a little faster. James Bradbury's a little more physical. We know what that deal is going to be. And they're still cross-training anyway, matching up on different guys in training camp. Darius Slayton, Kenny Galladay, getting all the looks they need. Then you got our safeties that all bring something different to the table. Jabril Peppers can do pretty much everything you ask of him. He's a run enforcer. He can do all that. Xavier McKinney has some of the best player recognition you can ask for out of a young player in the league. And then you got Logan Ryan, who brings a lot to the table in terms of play and in terms of leadership. So,
And you know what? That sounds just like what Joe Judge was looking for, right?
Exactly.
Just nice guys that can play multiple positions, and we got that.
And they all can play everywhere. McKinney can
Absolutely.
literally play boundary corner. He did it last year.
Exactly.
Absolutely,
And for the
man.
first time in forever, we actually have depth, which is incredible. Our corner room is so deep, even down to Rodarius Williams, who's now making plays in camp. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, I was saying
They
it
said
all
he did a
offseason.
whole. They said he did a whole routine when he
Yeah.
celebrated.
Rodarius
I
should have
was
never,
saying
in my
all
opinion,
season
been in the
top
7th
five.
round.
Patrick Graham's going to be a head coach. I'm telling you right now.
And that's going to hurt, but it's going to mean we had a great defense.
Patrick Graham's out of here. I'm telling you. He can make anybody just – I mean, he's just a player's coach. I guess that's the word we're looking for. He knows how to take
Jeremy
players
Pierce
and make them successful.
I love after that.
I would say one of them, but I'm not sure. Maybe Sean Spence, bro.
I mean, for me,
Sean Spencer would be great.
When Patrick Graham does get a head coaching opportunity, and it is when, not if, it's going to be sad, but all that's going to mean is that we just enjoyed a few years of excellent defensive football, which is what it's all about from a Giants standpoint. Yeah. What have all of our best teams been built around? Great defenses. And now we've got another one coming. So I'm excited to see it this year, and I'm excited to see it as long as Pat Graham's here.
I mean, how many times have you seen a top 5, top 3 kind of defense lose their defensive coordinator and become horrible? Now, there's probably going to be a step back, but I think whoever steps up, they're going to first of all have learned from Patrick Graham. I mean, we have to give some of the credit of this defense to Joe Judge and just the way he coaches this team too. Sure. And then you add on the fact that you're going to have somebody who's probably been in this tree that's going to step up. And the players have that chemistry together, especially in the secondary. So I think we got a couple of more years. I would say conservatively, if we can be really dominant this year, I would say we would have at least 2 more years of being a really, really good defense before we have to worry about like turnover and things being different.
Yeah. And like you said, obviously when Patrick Graham leaves, there will be a bit of a step back. But I think what a lot of people don't understand is that Patrick Graham, what made his first year coordinating this defense special was that he was doing it with, let's be honest, a relatively untalented defense.
Oh, yeah, they overperformed,
and in total. And now, finally, we have a stacked defense in terms of talent at just about every position group. And you're adding that on top of what Patrick Graham can provide with scheme and looks and play calling, and now you got a chance for something really special. So when Patrick Graham does move on, it'll sting a little, but we're still going to have a lot of talent to buoy us through that transition to our next DC.
He had the ball shared out there playing like he was an all-pro. And the thing is, I forgot my point, but I'll get back to it soon. Somebody else go.
Think about it this way. Patrick Graham is so good. When we traded for Leonard Williams and we were like, oh, he's never going to get to the quarterback. Patrick Graham comes in. This guy's a stud. So that's coaching, man. That's freaking coaching. You got to tip your hat off to Patrick Graham for sure, man. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
You also got to tip your hat in terms of Leonard Williams and that defensive line production too. Without doubt, the best nickname of any coach ever, Coach Chaos. I mean, come on. You can't have a better nickname for a defensive line coach. Come on.
Absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely. I'm loving it. I'm loving this Giant season.
Yeah.
Definitely.
A lot to be excited about.
It's as you said, as you keep on going back over Eli, it's all up to the offensive line and DJ. If DJ can be the 20th best quarterback and the offensive line can be the 20th best offensive line, this is a playoff team.
I think that's a win.
They have to just not be the reason that we're losing.
Yeah, I agree.
That's about right.
Listen, just put up enough points to where we can take it. Give me 7 points. Would you be okay with 25 points average?
Oh, yeah. That would put us at like
our defense is going to shut it down.
That would put us at like 17th, 18th in the league.
Or whatever the case is. So I'll take that. I'll take, in the 20 range in that particular points. I think they'll be able to make that.
I'll tell you how many points we averaged last year.
While he's looking that up, I think the point we're all trying to make here is that we don't need this offense to win us games. It would be nice if it did. We just need them to not lose us games. Because that defense is going to win us games.
Yep.
Last year, the Giants offense averaged 17 points a game. So imagine if we averaged an entire touchdown and 1 point more than we did last year. What would our record be last year?
We had a winning record. We would have been number one in the division for sure.
Probably.
So just that added touchdown is going to take us from 6-10 to at least 10.
Literally, we lost by either a touchdown or a field goal.
We had so many one-score losses. So many.
So for sure, that extra touchdown will help, man. Trust me.
And also, I think, as much as we all rag on him for very good reason, for a lot of good reasons, Jason Garrett did have one thing last year that I thought was a good sentiment for how this offense should be operating this year. End every drive with a kick. If we can just not turn the ball over nearly as much as we have been, we're going to be fine. We just need to end every drive with a kick, whether it's a punt, hopefully not, a field goal, or an extra point.
Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to go 100% on his kicks this year, bro. Book it. He's not missing a kick, bro.
Serious?
He has the record. But
He's
I'm
gonna break
have
the
to
record.
wrap it up. I'm gonna have to wrap it up here soon, and I'm gonna let everybody go through one by one. You can start Hub, plug anything that you want to plug, tell the people where to find you, tell them what you're working on.
For sure. I mean, I think most of everybody knows me here, but you already know my link is in the description.
Man, he's just too big for us. That's what it is.
That's cap.
The star
That's
power is in the building.
Big
That's all
cap.
it is.
Big caparoonies. Let me take off my hat, actually. This
Uh-oh.
man is speaking only in cap right now, so I had to take it off. The biggest person here is most definitely Diggy. But shout out to you guys for having me on. You can find me. The link is in the description of my YouTube channel. I'm also on Rumble. Getting that started up for anybody that's looking for an alternative way to get the vids out other than YouTube. Also on Twitter and Instagram, the hub_YT. I think the vids I put out within the past couple of weeks that I really want to get traction for you guys to check out will be the Azeez Ojulari one, and then the predicting the stats of the 2021 offense. Only thing I'm really working on right now would be a breakout players video, and then the 2021 defensive stats. Those are going to be coming within the next 2 weeks. That's about it, though.
And before you go, Eli, MG, I still haven't gotten the email yet, but definitely shoot me the email and I'll get those tickets to you.
God, I'm so jealous of y'all getting to go to Fanfest. Bro, I'm stuck in class. That's gonna suck.
Oh boy,
Man, unfortunately, I'm not going. Unfortunately, I have a prior engagement.
Eli.
So otherwise,
I'm with
we
you,
all
dude.
all the content creators was going to meet up in a parking lot and we're going to have a good
Yeah,
time.
because LPG is having like a little basically tailgating thing going on.
God,
Yeah, shout out
man.
LPG, man. That's my guy. That's my
Probably
guy.
gonna be taking a goddamn practical. That's gonna suck.
believe me, when you get to be our age, you're gonna wish that you were in school. Why you
For
think I'm still? Why you think I'm still in school?
It's
I'm
not
trying
even
to keep my youth.
school.
For sure. Yeah, man. But all right, yeah.
But Eli, tell them where to find you. Tell them what you're working on.
So pretty much you can find me at I am Eli Rax on Instagram and Twitter. Twitter is my biggest account. I'm part of the NewYorkGiantsRush.com, one of the contributors on there. We're going to have a segment coming up called Rack 'em soon as the season comes along. It's going to be highlighting what plays that changed the game for the win or the loss. And you pretty much have my commentary on it. So, yeah, follow me, man. I am Eli Rax. You can Google Eli Rax. You can find all my social media there. And let's go Giants, man. And thank you, Diggy. Thank you, Brother Diggs, for
No
having
problem.
me. I appreciate you and everybody else as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. It was great having
Oh
you
yeah,
on.
Eli, I sent you a message on Twitter, bro. We're gonna get this thing rolling when
Let's
you get
do it,
off.
bro.
Yeah.
Let's do it, bro. For sure.
Nate,
Nate?
it's probably your turn, bro.
I didn't realize it was me. Yeah, obviously at the moment I have not been doing stuff for quite a while because for those who know me, you know my life has been completely consumed by EMT training course. So I have absolutely no time whatsoever on my hands. So at the moment I'm not doing a whole lot. But pretty soon hopefully
Subscribe
I will.
anyway, though. Subscribe anyway.
Thanks for having me on, D. I appreciate you as always. Always a good time talking to you.
Yeah.
Hold on, before you continue, is that Nate with the little football in his logo? I don't know if that's
Yeah.
Nate from Twitter.
Yeah, that's the same
you?
one.
Yeah, that's Nate from Twitter.
Oh man, yeah, no sir, that's my guy. My fault, man. I knew it
What's
was
up,
you, but I
Eli?
wasn't sure, man. What's going on, brother? It's good to see you, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry. My bad.
Alex.
I apologize for the bad lighting, but anyway, excited for FanFest. Excited to see some of y'all there. Definitely gonna try to make it for the big cookout, the tailgating. So that's gonna be fun. You know, seeing some people there that we haven't seen. You know, what I've always said, or what I've said in the past couple of months, past couple of weeks, more like is, you know, we've been all sitting here on YouTube and, you know, content creating for the past year and a half while we've been, you know, sitting in our houses locked down. But now things are getting more normal and we're going out and we're actually seeing each other face to face. So that's always fun. Also, I'm doing a roster bubble series on my channel. I'm going to do a couple of videos there. Might have some Knicks content on my channel starting soon because my brother does some basketball breakdowns.
Finally, Jesus.
Yeah.
Took you long enough.
Yeah. I'm not tweaking my name, though. That's just not going to happen. But,
Oh yeah.
you know, more stuff coming along. Thank you, Diggy, for once again having me on. And let's go Giants. Can't wait for the preseason.
All right. And Rick, tell them where to find you.
Yeah, I don't have a channel, but I've been designing some graphic shirts, and I'm gonna be releasing those soon. So if you
Oh,
wanna
definitely.
check
Tell
those
them where to
out,
get that.
So the handle on IG is reality is
Bro.
questionable,
Kush.
aka Rick. So
Like
yeah,
that.
check it out.
That's nice. Yeah.
I like that.
Rick's
I'm
not my
definitely gonna
real
check
name,
you
by
out.
the way. I hope you guys know that. Rick's
That's
not.
perfect.
Yeah,
That's
we just
perfect.
call you Rick, bro, because that's what
That's how you gotta
I mean,
keep
that's
what
my
we know you
name.
by.
It's
Yeah.
not on my
By the
birth
time I'm
certificate.
finished, I'm gonna have people thinking that Diggy is my real name. That's on my birth certificate. when people see my emails coming from Diggy546, my name is Diggy, last name Giants. So
By the way,
that's my name.
Pest has issued. I don't know how many of you were in that stream. He has issued a challenge essentially for someone to uncover his past life, and I'm promising.
Oh
you,
yeah, I remember that.
someone
Yeah,
is going to
crazy.
find
I remember
him.
that.
Someone will find
Someone's
it.
gonna find him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy. I'm not issuing that challenge. Just I'm all right.
Yeah, I don't need to get doxxed.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm actually not that hard to find, to be honest. But hey, I'm not gonna give any clues like Pest did.
That's a fact.
But I'm gonna wrap it up right here. I gotta step out soon. But thanks everybody for popping in. Thanks Hub. Thanks Eli for popping in over from Twitter. Nate, hopefully you can finish those classes up and get back to content.
One more. Every Tuesday we were recording live on Twitter. The Giants Guys podcast. Please, come check us out, man. It's a good show. We have my man Brandon Landon coming on soon, or London coming on soon.
Y'all have some
for the
rocking
next
guests
2
on that
weeks.
show, dude.
So watch out for that. And we got Zach coming on from NJ.com this Tuesday. So watch out.
Oh
for
yeah,
that.
Zach Rosenblatt is the GOAT, man. He got all the scoops. He broke the Kelvin Benjamin news. I know that's going to be a good interview.
Absolutely, man.
Yo,
So
someone's got to get
wait.
Wes
We're gonna have
Steinberg
some
on
guys
sometime.
Yeah, we're going to have some guys stopping by. So come on by, please.
Entertainer said that Wes Steinberg was one of his subs. He knows who he is. I don't know who he is.
I bet I have a guess then. If
No,
he's
you,
confirmed,
yeah,
then I bet I
Wes
have a guess.
Steinberg is a guy from like the Giants community because
Yeah,
like
I
he
bet I
started.
know
The account was created right when the Kenny Galladay rumor started, and he kind of just blew up right away with the Kenny Galladay stuff.
All right, but I'm gonna
I see you
definitely have to
guys. Thank you
step
so
out
much for
now.
having me.
Y'all have a good one.
Please.
And everybody in the chat, have a good rest of your Sunday.